Alright everyone, hello, what is up? TheLoganatorz here, and today I'm starting a brand new series inside of Kerbal Space Program. I asked you guys if you wanted to see a KSP series, and you guys said yes. So here we are today. We are going to start one. I'm going to call this series KSP Conquest because our goal is to plant a flag on every single celestial body inside of the Kerbal system, not the Kerbin system. And we have to just, try and conquer KSP. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to select a custom flag I made. It's going to be on career. Going to be on hard, but we're going to disable the comm network. And we're also going to enable Kerbal G-force limits. The reason why I disabled the comm network is because I installed remote tech, which in my opinion is a lot more fun than the base Kerbal communications that they've added in. So I added in remote tech, which is much harder and much more fun. So here we are, we have remote tech. We'll close that. We also have Kerbal construction time, and we're just going to leave that on the default settings, which means you can upgrade it over time. And what Kerbal construction time does, for those who don't know, is it adds in time to build your rockets and research your technology. So if you need to perform a rescue mission very quickly for one of your Kerbals, you're not going to be able to do so because Kerbal construction time makes it impossible. We've also got TAC life support as well, so if we do need to make a rescue mission, we better have a rocket in storage or else we're not going to be able to launch anything. So first off, we're going to upgrade the VAB a little bit. We'll go to 5 there, 5 build points. We'll go to 0.2 for rate 2. For the space plane hangar, we'll just go to 0.2, and R&D will spend 2 points on either thing here. I'm not too sure how this all works, but I kind of get the gist of it. That's all it need to do. That's all I need to do. Just get the gist of something. It will work. So we're in the Mission Control Center now, and let's get a few contracts. We need to gather scientific data from Kerbin, and of course launch our first vessel. Awesome. And let's go into the VAB and build our first rocket. Got it. We're gonna get that. That's my inventory for parts I've recovered. So recovering rockets is gonna be useful because it's gonna cut down on my construction time. We'll get a Mark 1 command pod. And the only engine we have is a flea solid rocket motor. I do like the new models that they've given the parts. Kind of reminds me of Vent's stock part revamp. It looks really nice. What I like to do with my first builds is I like to add extra parachutes to make sure it comes down safely. More parachutes, the merrier. You can never go wrong with safety. So there we go. Alright, and then we'll put on some science experiments. And that is looking good. We don't want too many. That should be more than enough right there. Alright, and we'll call it Janus 1. Janus 1. Janus, however you want to say it. And Janus is actually the Greek goddess of beginnings, and so that's why we're going to name our first program in the KSC the Janus program, which its main goal is to just kind of get Kerbin kind into orbit of Kerbin, and just kind of the simple stuff first before we go to the Mun and Minmus. Anyways, though, we've got that spacecraft on the build list, so it's time to go over to the launch pad. And we'll see Janus 1 is going to take 15 days to complete. So we'll warp. Alright, it is the day 16, and we are just about to launch our first mission. Janus 1 is piloted by Jebediah Kerman here. He's going to be our first Kerbal to launch ever. So let's get some science reports first, because science is everything. Observe the mystery goo. The goo seems very excited for what's about to happen, and I'm very excited too. I cannot wait to launch Jebediah, hopefully not to his death. Let's launch in 3, 2, 1, liftoff. Awesome. Janus 1 is in the air. Observe the mystery goo. Awesome. The goo hangs on for dear life. We'll look at the other report. The goo seems slightly intimidated by the sheer size of the surrounding mountains. Yeah, those mountains, well, I can't see them now because there's a cloud in the way, but those mountains over there are not a place that you would like to land on. We'll activate the front chute here. The top chute, deploy the chute. Slow ourselves down. We're going to land right on the shore from the looks of it, maybe the ocean. Just going to time warp our way down. We got a lot of contracts completed, that's cool. And it looks like we're going to land just on the shores in the water. So we'll time warp down to that. and we'll get some more science because we can. Activate the other chutes. We don't want to break our SRB. And just in the nick of time. Whoa. Alright, that was a bit loud. Let's spend that science. Engineering 101. We'll research that. We research basic rocketry. And we've got 16.7 science. So let's actually go to survivability and research that. That's going to take 7 days to research. In the meantime, we'll pick up a few contracts. Alright, the 2 contracts that I decided to go with were the Hammer solid rocket booster testing on the launch site and escape the atmosphere. So our next launch is going to be Suborbital, and there is no other pilot that could do the task but Valentina Kerman. Well, I'm sure Jeb would like to do it, but Val wants her turn, so she is going to pilot Janus 2, which will carry the new Hammer SRB. I'm going to wait, actually, for Kerbal Construction time to finish researching those parts that we put in the queue. So we'll get those parts researched, and then we'll build our spacecraft. Alright, so after some time, we were able to research and buy the modifications which we needed to build Janus 2. And we have just a quick time lapse here of me building Janus 2, and it is now out on the pad. Valentina Kerman at the helm of Janus 2, getting ready to lift off. We've got a new experiments on board as well. We've got the barometer, which I'll do right now. Mission control checks the readings against the local weather report to calibrate the barometer. And then we'll also get the log temperature data. The temperature reading spiked suddenly. Did somebody start the engines? Well, we're about to start the engines any minute now. Anyways, we are ready to launch, so we will launch in 3, 2, 1. We are airborne. Awesome. I'm going to rely on the reaction wheels on this thing to keep it steady, since we don't have any. The hammer doesn't have any gimbaling, but the swivel does, so we just need to burn through this liquid fuel, the solid fuel, before we have any sort of gimbaling here. Once we have gimbaling, we'll be good to go. Alright, we are going very fast, 350 meters a second. Alright, burnout. Ditch that stage, and we'll continue up on the swivel. And this thing will keep us steady. Breaking 500 meters a second. Right now, there you are. Going really fast, just screaming out of the atmosphere. I think I carried more fuel than necessary, but we're getting some sort of shock effects on the thing, on our vehicle. Some sort of heating. Don't want it to destroy my parachute or anything, that would be bad. Oh god, we are screaming out of the atmosphere at over 1 kilometer a second. Holy cow, how high are we gonna go? Janus 2 is gonna go almost 100 kilometers outside of the atmosphere. Wow. Alright, well, while we're continuing to ascend, we'll get a crew report here. Crew report, you wonder what is down there on the surface. If only you had some binoculars. We'll also get some temperature data reports. Log temperature. What is about height that makes things cold? What is about height? I should look that up, actually. Someone tell me in the comments why it's colder up higher. Is it snack time yet? It has to be snack time. No pressure ratings till after snack time. Yes, I refuse to do the pressure ratings until I get my snacks. Observe the mystery goo. The goo tries to fly away, but since it lacks wings or thrusters, it fails. And we are about to break the atmosphere, and we are in space. Valentina Kerman, the first Kerbal ever to venture in the stars. She has a nice view of the moon as well. Let's take a look at that. Where's the moon? There it is. There's the moon and Minmus. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Anyways, we've got a job to do up here. We can't go sightseeing. Actually, there was a Mercury mission where one of the astronauts went around looking at the stars and used up all the fuel, and they were worried that he wasn't going to make it home. Long reports. We'll just skip all those. We get some more reports. Awesome. There you go. Alright, I think we're good. We're almost at our apogee here, or apoapsis. We're not on Earth, so it's not our apogee. We'll just throttle up the time warp here. 97 kilometers. Valentina Kerman having the best view any Kerbal has ever seen of the planet. Alright, there we go. Hopefully that booster will be able to get recovered. That's what I'm really hoping for here. Also, I'm a bit worried that my experiments are going to get burned off. I think we'll be fine since we're not traveling at orbital velocity, but it could be close. We'll see. Valentina Kerman, assume the re-entry position. Oh, I love the Interstellar Quest series. Who doesn't? If you're watching this, go watch Interstellar Quest if you haven't. That is just pretty much the classic KSP series right there. And there goes the booster, screaming at it over a kilometer a second. However, we are slowing down now, so that's good. The booster's still accelerating. Accelerating down towards the planet. Hopefully the parachutes will be enough to stop it. Lost visual, but we are doing pretty good ourselves. Got a few mock effects, but we are picking up a lot of G-forces. Valentina Kerman being crushed back in her seat. I think we're alright. Our booster here traveling at over 400 meters a second before it deploys its drogue chutes. Awesome. We'll switch back here and we'll deploy our parachute just to make sure that we're all safe. Alright, we switched back to the booster and it looks like it's going to land safely. The parachutes have deployed. It's going at a nice 40 meters a second, and when these main chutes to deploy, it's going to be going at 6 meters a second. Wow. Alright, so we're going to be able to get some money from that. And that swivel's not easy. Not easy to build. It's going to take some time to build that. Luckily, we can get this part back. We can use it in our next rocket. Here comes our capsule getting ready to deploy its chute at the 1 kilometer mark. Valentina Kerman bracing for the G's. Here we go. And whoop, there we go. Got up to about, what was that? 8 G's, 7 G's, something like that. Not too bad, but Valentina Kerman is trained to handle much more than 7 G's. Alright, our pod has splashed down on the ocean, and we're going to conduct a few more experiments before we switch over to the booster. So let's just collect some goo reports, some barometer reports, and some temperature data. Here we go. Science, science, science. Awesome. We'll get Valentina on EVA. Take the data, we'll do an EVA report. Sweet, sweet. And we will do a crew report. Go back to the other vessel here. 5.6 meters a second. Splashdown. Look at that. Stage recovered. Wow. And there you have it. 2 successful missions completed. We're able to complete a lot of contracts and get a lot of science as well. We actually go into the R&D here just to get a few more modifications and get those researching before we launch our next mission, which we are going to orbit. Jebediah Kerman has volunteered. He's not letting anyone take his spot this time. He is determined to be the first Kerbal in orbit, and that's going to happen in the next episode using the new technology we researched, which was the advanced rocketry, I believe, and the science junior node as well. So those are the 2 nodes that we got, and we're going to see that more in the next episode. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure to leave a like so I know that you guys are already enjoying the series. And I can't wait to see you in the next one, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you then.